secret message. Alright, fuckers, I'm live. Get in, everyone. I'm gonna set my notification to the chat. Hello, everyone. I'm really pleased to see some of you here. We have a lot to talk about. Surprisingly, I was shocked. I was kind of worried, fuck, I have to stream today. I have nothing to talk about. Then I look up at my notes, and turns out there is like a whole fucking list. We have we might have too much to talk about. So why the fuck are you all here? The title says Japan, and we're gonna talk about Japan. So being like the hi everyone from the VGG, I'm gonna keep you here for now. Um, so I'm like fucking sitting in the quarantine, okay? I don't have much to do. So I decide to like, I don't know, I read like a book that you should read a bunch of movies or watch them or whatever to become cool. I think the book was about getting girls or whatever, but no. I think it's good advice anyway. So I decide that as long as I'm here doing nothing, I'm gonna watch a bunch of anime. And it's fucking weird. And we're gonna talk about anime and Japan and fucking communism, okay? I think it's gonna be fun. What do you think about that? Huh? Let's fucking go. So, a big inspiration for today's video was there is a massive fucking video on YouTube. Okay, what the fuck is this? What's wrong with you? Hello? Hello? Go the fuck away. Oh fuck, my screen is broken. Okay. And we're back, okay? Fuckers. So what the fuck is going on here? There is a guy on YouTube, you can fucking find him. Like Japan loneliness or some shit like that. Japan, why are people in Japan lonely? It's a massive fucking video. I think it has like 500,000 views right now. And I don't really. Well. I'm gonna drop it in the fucking chat. You can watch it. It's a really good video. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna like redo the fucking video because why the fuck would I do that? The guy did a good video and you should check it out. Why the fuck am I talking about it? Well, I think like it's a bit more complex than that, okay? Wow. Anyway, fuck you, VGGers. I don't want to watch you. Anyway, so what the fuck I was talking about is that the issues that are fan in regards to loneliness, they face all of us, turns out. And it's a topic that's explored in the video, but I want to talk about it a bit more. Because while Japan is particularly hit hard with it, because of well their local material conditions, because of their culture, yada yada yada. Watch the fucking video. However, it turns out that fucking everyone is stuck with it. Because, for example, if you look at that's like the notes that the guy was taking while he was making the video, and like the titles themselves are really fucking interesting. I think they're funny. So he starts talking about Japan, and then he starts talking about the state of NHS in the Brit Bongerland, the fucking Great Britain. Loneliness in the world, age. So a point I'm making is that this is fucking global. For some reason people in the world just don't fucking know how to make friends. People in the world just don't like know how to have a support structure. That they just live in their fucking room and are just kind of stuck like that. And turns out it's fucking everyone. I'm kind of shocked. I thought that like I was like uniquely stuck with it. Like I was just it's my bad curse or whatever when I had problems with that. But turns out like fucking everyone is fucking lonely. I tried to like pick up on some girls and like I talked to them, and I was thinking like, oh, they are so successful, they're so beautiful, they like fucking have 50 chats they talk to, and like turns out they're lonely too. And it's like I talked to like the fucking local chats, like the fucking ripped JoJo stands that are walking around, and I talked to them. Turns out they're all lonely too. Like what the fuck? It's fucking global. Why? Why are we suffering here? And the reason I'm asking this question is I want you all to think about it. Like, why the fuck is it? Why the fuck does it happen? Like, really, think of it. Like, why? And this is just something like the video gives some suggestions, like that there are some scientific studies why is this done. We're gonna talk about it, but I just want you all to just live through life while asking questions like that, because like you see a problem and like you see that like you're lonely, and the first question you should ask: does everyone else suffers the same problem? If you have a problem in your life, that's the first thing you should ask. Of course, if you're lonely, that's hard to ask, but like, imagine you can. Um, and then, like, if you see that that's something that happens like systematically, that you're not just not like crazy outlier, then you can ask, well, why does it happen to a lot of people? Because, well, I think that a lot of like our culture tells us to like focus on ourselves, to focus on our psychology, and that's what I see a lot in like Japanese anime. They talked about how you can like change your inner thoughts to make yourself think about being friends more easily, like psychological shit, and it is helpful, and it has helped me a lot. But the question I think you should ask is, why would you need a psychological help in the first place? Because think of it, like you are like humans are supposed to like function properly, and like if this happens to a large body of people, then like why do people need help in the first place? Because like that's what we do to like, well, actually we don't. Fuck. But like if we have a problem with, for example, heart disease, you know, or better yet, you know, lung cancer, we start getting a lot of people with lung cancer. We don't like say, okay, well, you have a problem with lung cancer, here is like the fucking hospital. That's not what we do as society. We start asking, why the fuck are so many people having it? And well, that's the question that we should be asking here too, because it's kind of like lung cancer. Like, it's a systemic problem that happens to a lot of people. Why the fuck would it happen? Think on it. Like, I think this is a really good question. And so there are a bunch of fucking. Where are my notes? Okay. Yeah. So now that you know how to ask questions and why the fuck you should ask them, let's talk about possible solutions. I'm actually like I'm a software engineer. Okay, I don't fucking know how to solve this shit. I don't know, like, what are the scientific causes of loneliness. I just sit on the internet, I just try to find some solutions, I don't know. But I think that we as a society, like, each and everyone should be asking these questions, because, like, we have internet, we should, like, look around and ask for possible solutions. I think that would be kind of cool. So anyway, what the fuck were we talking about? Yeah. So loneliness. Let's look at possible solutions. Possible solutions. Everyone just sucks, okay? Well, that's a joking solution because, well, if everyone just sucks at being friends, then we would ask, well, were people bad at it beforehand? And the issue is, if you do like research, if you go like how were people making friends before in previous decades and nowadays, and you find out that like no, like people before us were genetically superior to us apparently. Somehow they were making friends a lot easier. And the next question to ask is, well, okay, what other possible solutions? So here is an interesting solution here. Where was it? Let me find for a second. Oh yeah. So what the guy that made the original video, he linked this interesting article. The first question is you should ask, are there any systems that could contribute to it? Okay? I'm not saying that like all systems are automatically bad and you should always destroy them, but like if there is a problem in society, you should look at the systems that exist, starting from like the biggest one and see, does it cause a problem? And then if you see it, you ask, can you modify it so that the problem goes away? And if you can't do that, well, maybe you should start creating a new system. And I know like transforming systems is hard, but maybe it's a thing you should consider, you know? So what the fuck? It's econ stuff, okay? It's economy. Japan's labor shortage, low wages. So long story short, Japan has had like a fucking bad financial crisis, and then they kinda went back to the previous years, but so there are a few terms they use. They say that they have really low employment, really low unemployment in Japan, which is kind of good. You know, you don't want people on the streets unemployed. That's kind of poggers. However, there are issues, okay? There are some fucking issues with this. First of all, it turns out that, well, low unemployment is caused by a labor shortage. So it's not because like we are amazing at finding jobs for people. It turns out there just aren't enough. There just aren't enough people in Japan. Okay. Which is okay. That's pretty cool. Like some people might call it okay thing, but it's not okay actually because it lowers the speed at which your economy grows because you cannot find workers as fast. But it's not the end of the fucking story. It turns out that if you know how capitalism works just a little bit, well, if there is a labor shortage, you're supposed to get an increase in wages, right? If a commodity is in short supply, like the prices are supposed to go up. And if you're selling bodies, well, if there aren't enough bodies around in Japan, the price for working people is supposed to go up. But it doesn't. What the fuck? Well, turns out it's the fucking gig economy, okay? You know the term gig economy? Any chatters here? I know there are 6 people here. Are you like... Did you just like turned out my stream and like fucking went, I don't know, eat a dick or something? I don't know. Are you here? Well, I don't know who the fuck you are, 6 people, but I'm glad you're here. Anyway, I don't know. So gig economy, it's a thing where, you know, you sort of make jobs more flexible. You just kind of say, well, okay, you can work, but you can work like here a little bit, and maybe you then go fuck off because we don't have any more job for you. And this way, what this does is it increases employment. It makes people, well, it is good for the economy because it makes um, doing business easier, but it also fucks with people a lot because it means that people work longer hours, don't get the benefits that they usually do. Moreover, what the fuck happening here is that a lot of people in Japan are just fucking old, and so that's the reason. Like a lot of them are um, too old to get a full-time job, but they just kind of like do for a few hours job, and that technically counts as employment, but the pay is kind of shit. And so while the pay is kind of shit, well, what the fuck does that mean? That means that well, you actually want your pay to be shit. They're just going here and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get paid so fucking little. I'm gonna do the fattest fucking nut. Well, they kind of can't because they're old, but in spirit, you know. Why are they doing it? Because, well, because they get if they earn too much money, they get to cancel their benefits from the government. So, like, you know, they can't work too much. Um, anyway, socialism bad, you know, government bad. So what the fuck does this have to do with loneliness? Actually, I'm not sure. Fuck. Well, for one, that means that if you get higher, well, if there are a lot of people employed but they get shittier and shittier wages, and they work more and more hours, it's kind of that makes it kind of hard to make friends, you know. It kind of sucks, actually. Moreover, well, it's kind of like a closed loop system, you know, because on one hand you get our dear friend, you get less people because less people are there are a fuckload of old people. A fuckload of old people means the economy fucking tanks. The economy fucking tanks means everyone has to work longer hours. Everyone has to work longer hours means there are less time for people to make friends and find girlfriends and boyfriends. That means that a fuckload less people have sex, which we can see in like a fuckload of studies. Well, look at it. It's fucking horrible, actually. Which means everyone goes older faster, which means economy tanks. You're stuck in a loop, you know? You're stuck in a death fucking spiral. So anyway, it turns out that Japan is fucking dying. And a lot of countries are suffering similar problems. Well, not everyone is on a death spiral, to be fair, but a lot of people are, well, lonely for some of these factors. There are also other factors. Let me think. Let me think what other factors there are. I fucking forgot. Oh yeah, I have the other notes. What do the other notes say? Oh yeah, next topic. So here is the thing. You see, well, capitalism. Capitalism kind of likes to expand, you know, because it's a pretty good system, actually, in that it's a pretty good system in maximizing profit. And sometimes that's a good thing, like a fuckload of steel, and making steel is profitable, then it's a self-sustaining system of growth, okay? So like you just don't do anything, and just because the conditions of like trading and wage labor exist, just because of that there will be a fuckload of steel produced. So capitalism is kind of cool in that. But and of course because it's so cool, it tries to expand fucking everywhere. But issue is that, well, because capitalism exists, it uproots the traditional structures that exist in society, in particular the ones that are concerned with making friends. Like, guys, have you been taught how to make friends? Anyone in chat? Have you been taught how to make friends? Is that something that you like got like a talk from your parents about, or like from your dear fucking school? You had like a textbook how to make friends. You're supposed to know it, right? It's like it's an important skill in life. Has any one of you been taught that? Well, my dear Brazilian friend Examp, or I don't fucking know how to pronounce it. Um, yeah, well, Vireo, you're making a great point, but see, that's something you read from a book that you bought. That like, no, I'm talking about institutionally, because um, I'm talking about something you're supposed to get in society. Like in society, you're supposed to go to school. In society, you're supposed to do to work. In society, there are things that are expected from you, but you're not expected to learn how to make friends. Okay? And curiously, that was not the case. Okay? No, I'm not gonna talk. Like a lot of people are making this into advice on making friends. I'm not gonna do that. Like there are better books on it. Like okay, maybe after this segment I'll read some advice if you need it. I'm making this into a political segment. I'm sorry. um, so the thing is, I'm like I'm an SJW. I'm making everything political. Um, what's the problem here? Uh, the problem here is like I asked around like how people used to live before capitalism, well before communism, because I lived in USSR, but like not much of a difference. But that's not a topic. Um, I'll talk about the difference, by the way. But people lived very fucking differently, like in the old times, really fucking differently. I'm talking like the agricultural society that used to exist. Um, like you know where you had the village and you had a church and you had peasants and lords and the fucking Tsar, because it's Russia. Like people lived vastly different lives, and the ways people made friends was also vastly different. You had like a whole fucking culture about uh, special occasions where people are supposed to meet and make friends. You had holidays that were religiously attended by everyone, and so you were, for example, you know, there was, I think, Christmas or some holiday near Christmas where you were supposed to like get the whole village around in one house, and like people would get really fucking drunk, and so I mean basically a party, okay? It's a stupid fucking party. But the issue is you were also, everyone was supposed to get there, okay? It's not something that like you get there because you know a friend who know a friend that like a party is going at someone's house. It's like it was an institutionalized affair, okay? So like on a governmental level, you knew that, well, governmental level of the village, so like the village commune or whatever, like where people gather around. But what I'm talking about is that people didn't really have trouble making friends because there were structures and traditions around to facilitate it. Under capitalism, though, that doesn't happen. Because let's think for a bit, for a little. The life, it's called like primitive communism, I think, in the village commune that existed under the feudal lord. It's kind of cool, it's chill, but on the other hand, you have like 50 kids and they are all dying and you're all miserable and you drink a lot because your life kind of fucking sucks. So like there were issues, okay, with that life. Also, your landlord or your feudal lord is kind of a dick and gonna conscript you to fight for this. Like, it was awful, okay? For many, many reasons. So, for example, let's imagine capitalism comes in and like tries to change shit. It gives everyone rights and voting, for example. Well, we're like, let's say we had the liberal revolution, okay? Everyone has rights, everyone has voting, everyone can start their own business, everyone can work and shit and get cool jobs in the cities. And we're starting to build industry, okay? It's like cool as fuck shit. Um, well, let's think what's going to happen. You know, you had a village and everyone is supposed to get along in the village, and you had structures that helped people get along, okay? That helped people to find each other and get to know each other. And also, by the way, I'm not just talking about a village, because, well, then everyone would be like, do a bunch of incest and just fucking inbred, and the village would fucking die. You had like the whole activities where different villages would meet for parties between each other. Like there was another fucking system. Well, under capitalism, you know, the village fucking disappears. It fucking dies. Because, well, let's think about it. You have a fuckload of jobs in the factories, and people move there, and everyone leaves the fucking village, okay? It's done, okay? Um, and what happens there? Yes, no community under capitalism. Well, in the early capitalism, you kind of had it, but right now, it gets even worse. Under early capitalism, okay, everyone moves into a factory. Okay, you have no house. Well, what the fuck are you going to do? You get like a dormitory. It sucks. It fucking sucks. And well, but you're still together. You're all suffering together. And there was a sort of community there too, in like the early factory work. And in the late factory work, especially like if you go at like the way capitalists work under a New Deal, you had like industrial capitalism, and you had like massive factories where you had unionized workers who, well, you had the union, and it was a sort of community where people would get to know each other and. Yes, kind of like an industrial town, but like every factory would you would know everyone in the factory, okay? So it was a lot easier to make friends because you made friends at work, okay? Now, how would you make friends at work if you work at Uber, okay? Here is a question. How do you form lasting friendships when you work at Uber, okay? You're alone. You're just one fucking guy. Okay, next question. How do you make friends with your coworkers if you work for 6 months and then you get fired and you are looking for another job? And it repeats for 10 years. How do you make friends? Yeah. You have a job, but it's only for 3 months. How do you make friends? Well, what's the fucking point? Oh, Lumi, hello. I'm really happy to see you here. Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about? Well, so in conclusion, um, because capitalism seeks to increase profits, it seeks to optimize, and it's like it's a neural network. I don't know. Can I find an example to sort of like visualize for you what the word optimize means? I don't know. Can I? Fuck this. This is dumb. Okay. So in short, what happens is that capitalism, it has one input. Not really. It has one output. It's profit. It tries to do everything for the profit, and everything else is kind of relative. So one of the things that is relative is how long do you work at a job. Okay? Capitalism doesn't give a shit how long do you work at a job. Why would it care? Because what we see, especially in our modern societies, that it's a process that is rapidly increasing, is that the jobs that you have are, you work in them shorter and shorter. Sometimes you work in them literally for like 3 hours. And what I'm saying is that this environment does not give a shit about how well you are at making friends, okay? It gives zero fuck. It's just not even in the equation. And what's more, what's even worse, is that, well, you know, okay, so we ruined our ability to make friends. So what's now? You have a huge demand for social needs. Okay, people are lonely as fuck. You have a demand, and it's gonna be filled by market forces, because that's what market does. Okay. Now, how market is going to handle this problem? Here's the question. How does the market handles friends for money? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Friends for money. You little fucker. I was hoping you'd be serious. I was hoping that like there is some place that is actually good. You you fucked me up. Fuck. Okay. So what are the ways in which like the market handles this fucking issue? Okay. Why? What it's like to long house to pay? A girlfriend for rent. Okay, here is an interesting concept. Are we ready to look at a meme? Are we liking memes here? Well, it sucks. Science 20. Maybe you should give me a recommendation. Maybe I should watch it. For the anyway. So I mean, you get the fucking point, okay? I don't need to like read the fucking article. You know what it's gonna be like. You know exactly what's going to happen. You have a demand and the market tries to fulfill it and it fucking sucks, okay? And it fucking sucks. But that's the most obvious way, okay? You have a need and you read the need. Okay. That's the most obvious way, and there are more insidious ways that markets feel the need. Like for example, parasocial relationships. Okay, because like at least when you rent a girlfriend, you have like a fake relationship, but at least it's like it's an actual relationship, you know. But for example, the relationship that you fuckers are having with me. Okay, well, if I was famous. Well, I don't fucking know you. You feel like you know me. You feel like you watch me. You feel like you know who I am. I don't fucking know you. Is that a real relationship? No, it fucking isn't. But it makes you feel a bit happier. And it makes you donate to me. By the way, if you want to, well, you can't, but maybe you should consider it in the future. That's one way to do it. What are other ways that the markets fuck with you? Let's think of it. K-pop. K-pop fucking sucks, doesn't it? I see not many people are enthusiastic about it. Well, anyway, listen, I don't have much problem with the music itself, but like, it's a bit weird, the relationship that like the stars kind of form with the fans, isn't it? Like, doesn't it feels like it tries to like exploit a niche in the like in people's hearts, but like in a fucked up way instead of forming a genuine relationship? Kind of does, doesn't it? Well, that's the thing, because the way I don't know, I'm just a simple boy. I just look at things, but the way I look at it, and like so we had like a village, we had like the ways to form social relationships. They kind of sucked. Like they were kind of like lots of alcoholism, lots of like rape, but they kind of existed, and now we just kind of removed them, and well, you don't have much. Whatever we have sucks, and like the market tries desperately to fill that void in our hearts, and it's not doing a good job. Okay. uh, and that's where we are. But I want you all to understand that, like, I stated this before, but I was kind of shocked. Like, this affects everyone. It's not like just like small incel community that just kind of stuck, and like that they are really fucking mad at everyone, and like it's because it's their fault because that they don't wash themselves or whatever. Like, that's not like a specific issue that like a small group faces. Everyone is fucking lonely. It's absolutely fucking insane. Because like I repeat, I had problems with like making friends, and I decided like I'm fucking weird. I should fix it, and I started talking to people, and like I started picking up on girls, and it turns out they're also fucking lonely. Okay, well, with them it didn't work out yet, but that's not a topic. But like they're lonely, and like I decided to like, well, what if I talk to like the fucking chats in my friend circle, like what I want to pick their secrets. I want to get to know how are they so popular, how do they go to so many fucking parties, how do they feel so great. And it turns out they're also fucking lonely. Okay? They also like feel fucking empty inside when they go to the parties. Like, what the fuck? What's going on? Okay? Uh, and so it turns out that like it's a fucking global problem, okay? Um, and I kind of explained the societal reasons why that might be the case. Of course, I wanna like again I wanna drill it to your fucking heads that like I'm just the fucking dumbass, and you should do your own research on this. It's kind of interesting actually. Like you don't have much to do anyway. You don't have friends, so like but might as well read up on it. Um, but these are the plausible reasons why that seems to be the case. Okay, how the fuck do we solve it? Wait, fuck. I don't fucking know. Communism would fix that. Well, okay, fair enough. Maybe. Okay, let's talk about USSR and Stalin, okay? So the curious thing, like I talked with like a bunch of people who lived in the USSR, and surprisingly, the Soviet government was actually kind of aware of this problem because like they didn't have capitalism, but they kind of did the same thing with like their planned economy. They also built a bunch of factories, and they also moved people around a lot. Like you grew up, and then like the fucking communist official tells you, okay, you're gonna work in the fucking Magadan. What the fuck is Magadan? Magadan is in fucking Siberia. Okay, you don't know anyone there. You don't know who the fuck is that. There is a lot of fucking snow. You're gonna be depressed all day. But at least we're gonna pay you a fuckload of money because, well, I don't know, whales or something. I don't know, fucking clue. Wait, I heard this song, but I don't fucking know it. Let's do a cameo of like this fucking song. Wait, is it copyrighted? Fuck. Well, I mean, we're on Twitch. Capitalist speak, I have like three followers. If I get banned, that well, I'll do something. I don't know.
Много старой советской фигни. Женщины просят про гранитный камушек в груди, но лучше работает, ко мне пристав Магадан. Твоя. Говорят, у меня талант, и я должен певицу. Повысь реально поднялся. Я нашего столика еще разок. Магадан. Давай, брат, давай, земляк, мы с тобой. Еду в Магадан. Вот я на заказнике пою этот трек по таням.
Actually, I in my head this song was a lot better. Okay. I'll be real with you. It kind of slaps, but kind of not really. But I imagine it would be a fucking slap, okay? I imagine I'm gonna go like, oh yeah, this beat fucking cool. But it's like, okay, sure, you know. But it's an iconic beat because Magadan, well, it's a meme in Soviet Russia, okay? So what I'm talking about, what fuck I'm talking about, is that in the USSR, like the Soviet the fuck people's commissars or whatever, who the fuck was ruling, like the fucking Stalin and shit, they recognized that would be a problem. Because, well, that's kind of like one of the possible advantages of a system that isn't oriented around markets, okay? Is that, well, the people that were ruling over the USSR, you know, the fucking Politburo and stuff, they realized that loneliness might be a problem, and they decided they might want to do something about it. No reason, I'm not saying that authoritarianism is good. You can do that in like normal governments. You don't need to purge 1 million people for it. But I'm saying is that, well, they realized it's an issue and they did some things around it. So, for example, USSR was really fucking strict about jobs, which actually like was one of the big reasons why USSR suffered economically. Is that it was almost impossible to fire anyone. Okay, you get a job, you're gonna work there for like 50 years. Okay, so it's kind of like unions but on steroids. Okay. And this tended to foster a lot of really stable social relationships and made it kind of easier to make friends because, like, okay, you work in Magadan, you go to Magadan, and like you're gonna live there for 50 years. Might as well make some friends, okay? Because here, I don't fucking know where I'm gonna be in 5 years. I don't know. Maybe in Ottawa, maybe in Zimbabwe. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Okay? But back then, like there was a big push on the part of the Communist Party to make life at least like stable for people, and that's why a lot of people still want USSR, by the way, because they really like the stability. Yes, stable jobs did in fact lead to a stronger community. Okay. Also on this topic, okay. Fuck schools, okay? No, I'm not in Japan, in fact. I'm stealing their culture, okay? I'm doing cultural appropriation. I explained this in the start of the video. I just watched a lot of anime and decided to make a job. Ukraine is basically actually Science 20. You are correct in that. Ukraine is very similar to Japan because we also have really fucked up demographics, a lot of old people, and in fact, you know, we just have an additional meme that our country is literally on fire, and also the government kind of doesn't fucking work. Okay, that's the difference between us and Japan. Great song recommendations. Well, I don't know. Might react to your songs. Send them. Might think on it. Anyway, I'm gonna continue this segment for now. Issue with the fucking jobs is that if you have stable jobs, it's gonna create a stronger community. And so maybe perhaps you might want to think on well, sacrificing a bit of productivity in order to make it easier for people to create relationships, because it's gonna pay off down the road. Okay, because again, if you can't make friends, you can't, well, have sex, and you can't like the whole system collapses in like, I don't know, 150 years because everyone is old. So that's one issue. The other issue is that, you know, there are a lot of anime about schools, you know, how school life and like what happens in schools. And schools kind of sucks. They really do. Guys, did you like your time in school, in high school, in middle, in like whatever fucking school you went to? Did you like it? Well, are you liking it there? Are you enjoying the process? Are you immersed in the wonders of education? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm seeing like Sage, I'm seeing no, I'm seeing like people are not really enjoying it. And I'm gonna drop some secret memes on you. Did you know that schools are a secret conspiracy created by a cabal of a bunch of bankers of unspecified nationality in order to control you? Well, actually, it's kind of close. Modern schools were created. Okay, let's do a Google. Let's have a Reddit moment together. Okay, gamer moment. Okay, let's do a gamer moment. This is a gamer moment. Okay. So modern schools were created in Prussia. What is your opinion? What's the vibe on Prussia? You know what Prussia is? Are we aware of Prussia? Are we enjoying its achievements? I mean, they were kind of cool. Karl Marx was born there, but like, well, more like Prussia conquered the place where Karl Marx was born and called themselves Germany. But that's another topic. So anyway, well, yeah, Science 20 kind of explained the idea behind Prussia. Prussia was a kind of like a if like a simple way to explain it, it was a trial version of Nazi Germany. Okay, it was like it was a simple Nazi Germany, and Nazi Germany sort of like wanted to become like go back to the roots of Prussian like imperial nationalism. But like they fucked it up in many ways. Of course, the Nazis they did not succeed actually. But anyway, so Prussia, if Maybe Wikipedia can help me. Okay, they had like the fucking eagle and shit. Simple history, demographics. Fuck. No, I want a different. I want a Prussia. Free State of Prussia. Meme. Oh, Prussian. Oh no 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 oh no no oh no no oh no 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 oh it's gonna oh there is a fucking article on it. Prussian virtues refers to the virtues associated in the historical kingdom of Prussia, especially its militarism and the ethical code of the Prussian army, but also bourgeois values influenced by Calvinism in particular. Can we do? So we're doing a post-champ combo. Can we now do a fucking can we do a porky combo? Porky. I want lots of porky in the chat. Yeah, porky. That's a good fucking combo. Makes me happy. Anyway. So it was literally like, it was a state that based its existence about around bootlicking the state, bootlicking the military, and bootlicking the fucking porky. Okay, that's literally the whole point of its existence. Okay, it was like it's a like the whole fucking like Prussian virtues. It's like the basic value is bootlicking. Okay. These virtues in poetry. Frugal bourgeois reformer of the Prussian administration. Loyal officer corps and a kind of common sense patriotism gathering the subjects behind the Hohenzollern ruler. The Prussian era of reform. Okay, so like we get the meme. Okay, and they have this flag. By the way, if you're around Germany and you see this flag around, it's usually done by Nazis because, well, swastika is forbidden. So like this tells you a lot about our society. Okay. Anyway, I think I can find it. Like, isn't it wonderful that we live on YouTube and we can find every bit of information within our reach? Okay, so if I Google Germany, imperial flags, demon. No, let's do wars. Let's do Germany, Prussian flags, demonstration. I wonder if I'm gonna find something cringe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These are the like the Bro, you forgot. Optics, mate. Also, I love the Russian flag, by the way. I really like the Russian fucking flag. I love fascism. It's so fucking funny. How the fuck do you combine a German flag, a Prussian flag, and an American flag and say it's all the same and good? And the Russian flag. What the fuck? And for some reason, to you it's all about the same good things. This is so fucking stupid. Ah, yeah. The fucking master race. Behold the master race. Ah, wait, it's auto-generated. I thought there would be like, I don't know, subs, and they would say that like, Jews will not replace us or something. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, Prussia is really fucking cringe, okay? So if something is called a fucking Prussian education system, it's kind of cringe, okay? So when I say that your schools that you go to, that they were created by a Prussian, they were created in Prussia in accordance to the Prussian system. Do you think your schools are a little bit cringe? Let's have a thonkers, okay? Is it possible that they are cringe? Anyway, the point is that schools are they were not really created to like educate people on like the value of life and to prepare them for life in society. No, not really. The schools were created to beat you the fuck up, to make you submissive, and to make you a good worker. Okay, that's all the schools were created to do. And in fact, like while we were talking about like how good life was in the simple villages before capitalism, a lot of people everywhere really did not like schools when they were introduced. In fact, like in many villages in Prussia and in other countries, parents were just boycotting schools. Okay, like imagine like a fucking government official arrives and says, okay, all kids are gonna go to school now. And the parents were like, fuck no. Wait, what the fuck is the school like? You're gonna take a child to like some stupid fucking room and he's gonna sit all day and like listen to some bullshit about I don't know, mathematics and importance of serving the Prussians. What? Why? Yes, exactly. Our Lord Zikai Echoes is making a wonderful point. Schools are structured in a way that is very bad for kids. So schools are structured first and foremost to instill obedience, to promote submissiveness to the state and to the capitalist system. And also schools are structured in a way as to sort of, well, point is, schools are not like people are talking how like they made a bunch of friends in school and how they had like a really good time there and how they're sad that like now it's hard for them to make friends. Okay, you were lucky if you made friends at schools. Schools are not designed to for you to make friends. Okay, they're designed to beat you the fuck up and make you submissive to the state. Okay. Schools are not designed to provide you opportunities to make friends, okay? And you know it, right? Right? I'm not like, well, actually, like some schools, like it depends on the school. Some schools like have events that specifically like make it better to make friends, but like in general, schools are not designed for you to have friends. Not really. That's not their point. Because again, the point of the school is to prepare you for job. That's it. And the job does not care if you have friends. Well, they would care if they could see the consequences of it. But because, well, the people that decide it all, they don't have perfect information. They just kind of go, wait, why are we funding this program that's like go to the forest and like have like a good time and spend time with kids to maybe they make friends. Like, why the fuck am I gonna fund it? I'm gonna fund the program that's gonna teach people math so they go to my factory and they don't make fucking mistakes when they work on the lathe. What the fuck is a lathe? Can we get a picture in class? This fucking thing, okay? I don't want my kids to have accidents when they walk on this thing, and they would be kids, by the way. Well, now they aren't, but Science 20. It's a really good question. How do I know what a lathe is? Well, maybe because I went to school. Have you considered it? Because I went to school, and that's what we're taught in schools to prepare us for jobs. Can you see the big brain, the understanding coming to your fucking brain? Or not? Or maybe it's too aerodynamic. I don't know. Anyway, the point is that schools are not necessarily structured for you to create an easy time having friends, because that's not their point. The point is that schools can be structured, actually. They can be structured better. They can be structured in a way that allows you to make a lot of friends. Your job can be structured in a way that allows you to make a lot of friends. But that can only be won through political action. Now, I'm not talking about revolution or anything like that. No. Or although maybe, like, if nobody agrees to me, maybe. But I'm talking, but that's not really necessary most of the time. Most of the time, if a lot of people get this idea and are determined to achieve their goals, you can get the reforms, okay? So the point is that like loneliness is kind of important, you know, because actually if you are lonely, you kind of fucking die, okay? That's true. By the way, do we have like the stats on it? The stats on death and destruction? Anyway, so my point is that like if you don't solve certain issues collectively, you're going to fucking die, okay? You're gonna go dead. So maybe it's kind of important. Oh, by the way, the reason this is not anti-academic, so some people raise the concern that like I'm trying to cancel knowledge or some shit. I'm not saying that schools should not teach people things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the way in which they are taught can be different, okay? How different? What exact reforms should be passed? Well, I'm still I'll be real. I'll be real with you. I don't know what school reforms should we take. But it's an interesting topic for a research. Okay. Maybe I'll make a stream. Like I'll do a research and I make a nice stream, and you're gonna have great knowledge. Or maybe you're gonna do a good research and you're gonna find out real cool shit, and we're gonna find out together and become friends. Maybe. Huh? 1P Jumps, hello, I'm really glad to see you here. The issues we are talking about is why is everyone really fucking lonely. Unfortunately, I'm ending the segment. Basically, I already told everything. Like, it's been like, I think, I've been talking for about 1.5 hours. But short answer is that we are lonely because capitalism, okay? That's the short answer. And basically, we should return to USSR and glorious Stalin. Okay, I'm fucking with you, okay? So, like, it's a hard topic. Maybe you should watch it. Pepe. Portuguese is kind of cool. Anyway, fucking segment. Vosh summary on German. Vampijak, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would Vosh know anything about German history? What? Who the fuck are you? Why did you... Of course he thinks that German tribes existed until 1870. Why the fuck would Vosh know anything about Germany? Why? He doesn't know shit. Well, he does know some stuff, but he doesn't know history. Why the fuck would he know history? Explain. Like, why? It's a political... Well, I mean... He knows some history of USA, but like he's absolutely clueless about German history. Why would you listen to him? Why? It seems, unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately, but Germany does in fact exist, and they have a very rich history that you can learn a lot about. Like, for example, there was this guy. You know, Germany had a really interesting guy. Okay. Wait for it. Wait for it. Coming in next fucking segment. They had a certain guy. The Germans. Okay.
我做的所有工作，目标都是帮助这个世界上占多数的那些穷人。我当然爱你，我们之间是灵魂的。
This is what Vosh misses out when he does not learn German history. Okay. Look, it's Germans. They're doing German things, okay?
终于团结起来了，他们终于起来抗争了。我们的观点竟然如此契合，看来是到我们再见面的时候。
By the way, do you think this anime is really fucking gay? What are your bets? How gay is it?
批判的武器不能代替武器的批判。
It's not really gay to be honest, but it's a little bit. It's a little bit gay. It's kind of cute, okay? Look at him. It's him. Wait, it's also him. Wait, what? Well, this was fucking scary. Science 20, Spring of Nations by definition was lip shit, okay? Because it was a bourgeois revolution, but bourgeois revolutions are based, so it was lip shit, but also based, okay? How is that take for you? Huh? Anyway, let's get into the fucking memes, okay? Okay, we did a segment on loneliness, and now we're doing a segment on the Karl Marx anime, okay? How does that idea sound? You want a whole segment on it? With like analysis and shit? Is that something that you vibe with? Not really? You don't want to get spoiled? Well, you know, okay, I can see. Anyway, I'll do a short segment then. So, Karl Marx anime, what the fuck is it? Basically, it's a Chinese propaganda thingy about not China, surprisingly. It actually does not talk about how China is good and how, well, actually suppressing unions is good or whatever. It does not talk about it, surprisingly. It mostly talks about Marx and Marxism. It talks about, well, early life and how he met a really cute girl and stuff like that, and that they were really sweet to each other. It's a cartoon. It's kind of funny. It's, I don't know. The important thing that it gives you is it gives you context for the theory that Marx wrote. Because, like, you open up Capital and it starts talking about the fucking fur coats or like whatever, and you're like, what the fuck is? Why? What? Why? Why am I reading about this? Why is this the most important book of the 19th century? Why? Why did this book change millions? Why should I read it? Anyway, so this anime is like a short form. It explains to you why things happened and what the fuck Marx was writing about. Why is he important? What sort of pieces of theory he wrote, and like how they changed the lives of people around him and stuff like that. So basically, it's a propaganda film about Marx and why Marx was cool. Okay, so should you watch it? You should, in my opinion, you should only watch the anime if you care about Marxist theory. Like if that's something you wanna do, and you wanna get motivated to like get into Das Kapital and stuff like that, maybe you should watch it. You should also watch it if you want some memes. If you post on like leftist subreddits and you wanna impress people with your epic memes about the history of leftism, that would be kind of cool, because it has some very interesting memes. It talks about, well, it has like a segment where Marx explains to like a worker the labor theory of value, which is really funny. It has a debate between Marx and Bakunin, which is also like a nice meme. Also, okay, because the best fucking meme in that anime that I really fucking liked. It actually is on my channel. If you visit my YouTube channel, there is like a fuckload of useless shit there. But also, there is this excellent fucking meme. There is this absolutely fucking amazing meme. And it's a debate between Marx and some dumb fuck, okay? And it's absolutely fucking cute. It's about 2 minutes. Let's watch it. It's really fucking funny, okay?
请进。
夫人您好，我给大家介绍一下，这就是大名鼎鼎的魏特林，正义者同盟的创始人之一。
So this is Marx and like his family
他
and
的
Engels.
和谐与自由的保证，通俗易懂。
And he invited some dumb fuck who is kind of cool.
您过奖了。
我们的老朋友海涅早就和我们讲过您的事情，他说您的书是德国共产主义。
By the way, I should mention that Chims, it's not just 3D. Okay, I'll say this: the animation in this anime is fucking trash. It's possibly some of the worst shit you're gonna see in your life. Okay, I don't know. Like I don't have much experience, but this was the worst thing I have seen in my life when it comes to animation. Because it was really fucking underfunded. It was like just a thing that like the Chinese government gave a bunch of money to, because it was like an anniversary of like Marx's birthday or some shit, and they were really understaffed, and like they made some 2D animation. Okay, it wasn't just 3D, because I actually kind of like 3D. Believe it or not, but they went fucking ape shit with this. Okay, if you pay attention, you're gonna see it here. They made some scenes in 3D and some scenes they animated manually in 2D. Okay, how does that sound? Why the fuck would they move my portrait? Why the fuck would they do that? Wait, that didn't do it. Okay, I am incapable of. Wait, well, I mean, I get it. Okay. Don't tell anyone.
我听说这本书是在简陋的床板上写成的。
魏特林在破床板上唤起了德国工人的战斗激情。
See here, it is in 2D,
这不算。
and now it's in 3D.
我还密谋组织一支由4万名罪犯组成的队伍，跟君主们打游击战。我还写了一本贫苦罪人们的福音。我要用宗教解放人类，为基督教共产主义干杯！
Okay, and here, okay. And here the debate starts, okay? This was just an introduction to like meme around and stuff, and here the fucking blood starts, okay?
密谋搞基督教共产主义。
有人说，要实现共产主义，必须和资产阶级联合起来，先推翻君主。我觉得哪用这么麻烦？工人们用宝剑和鲜血，通过密谋和暴力，就能把君主和资产阶级一起打倒，直接进入共产主义社会，建立人间天国。
I absolutely love how they made him fucking smug as fuck. Look at this motherfucker. Just look at him. He's so fucking smug. He is so sure of himself. I love it. And then Marx fucking he just unloads on the guy.
不对，无视客观历史条件，用毫无意义的空想煽动工人，只能是工人做无谓的牺牲。无产阶级要进行革命，除了热情之外，必须有科学的社会主义理论为指导和严密的组织工作。
你这是书呆子的分析。资产阶级是工人阶级的敌人，同敌人妥协不会得到任何东西，只会带来损害。
策略不是妥协，自以为是警醒的先知，不过是一无所知的笨蛋。
马克思先生，你原来是个胆小鬼。组织成千上万的工人上街，比组织人民进行批判和空洞的分析更有用。我们不需要任何理论。德国的共产主义革命马上就要到来，工人在这场革命中需要的仅仅是激情。你。
Anyway, it's a nice fucking meme. It's a really, it's a fucking amazing meme. And the reason I love it is because you can clip it and use it to humiliate a fuckload of Twitter lefties and make them really fucking mad. Okay, so like this segment, where the fuck it is? Okay, you see a dumb lefty. Posting shit on Twitter about how like how Pelosi is like evil or some dumb shit, and you reply to him with this, okay?
无视客观历史条件，用毫无意义的。
Wait, fuck. For fuck's sake. I fucked myself up, okay? Okay, you have a dumb fucking lefty, and you show him this, okay?
无视客观历史条件，用毫无意义的空想煽动工人，只能是工人做无谓的牺牲。无产阶级要进行革命，除了热情之外，必须有科学的社会主义理论为指导和严密的组织工作。
你这是书呆子的分析。资产阶级是。
I don't know. I think it's a nice meme. Okay, I feel like I'm bleeding subs with. I'm bleeding my viewers with my dumb anime shit. I think it's kind of funny, but you know. I can see why people wouldn't watch like the fucking cringe Marx anime that's like really fucking cheap and also trash. I don't know, but I feel it's really fucking funny. Anyway, so Marx anime. Okay, I think Vampy Jumps a while ago asked what the fuck a gig economy is. I talked a little bit about it in my earlier segment, but long story short, Vampy Jumps, are you still here, by the way? Yeah, he's kind of here, or they. I don't know your gender actually. So a gig economy is essentially okay. So capitalism it kind of strives to maximize profit. Okay. Well, maybe he's gonna watch the VOD later. Okay, so I mean, I didn't touch it enough, I think, or did I? Did I talk about it enough in my Japan segment about gig economy? I think I did. Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. Anyway, so another guy, I think he also left, but he asked me to. Nice fucking meme. I feel flattered. Okay. Listen, if I get rickrolled, that means someone cares about me, okay? I feel good inside, okay? If someone went through enough trouble to get into my Twitch, to write to me about how he likes my content and how he wants me to listen to a great song, okay? And he throws me a rickroll, I respect it, okay? I encourage it, in fact. No, it's not copium. It's not. It's real. It's not copium. I really fucking. Oh, fuck you guys. Okay. Anyway, next fucking topic. Okay. Japan. What the fuck? Time for a Stalin segment. Okay. Are we ready for a Stalin segment? Are we vibing? Wait, I went outside. This is the fucking screen. Are we ready for a fucking Stalin segment? Are we ready to talk why Stalin is cringe? Are we ready to talk about why Stalin is based? Perhaps. Or maybe in another segment. But today we're talking about why Stalin is cringe, okay? Because he was he was kind of cringe, okay? Well, what I'm talking about? What did Stalin do another day? What again? What's wrong with it? Okay, so you know how like are there any Americans in chat? Are any of you American? Are any of you American spies here to observe the fucking motherland of USSR? Yeah, I see some here. So you know how like you don't have much of socialism in USSR? Have you noticed it? Have you noticed it? How socialism is fucking dead there? Have you seen it? Have you seen that like there is the Communist Party of USA and it consists of about 2.5 humans? Have you seen it? Have you considered why that happened? Why does America does not have socialism? Eh? Lord Zikai, that is a question in itself. Why does USA have Caleb Maupin? Why? How did it get to that? That's a great question. And the short answer is because of Stalin still socialism in America. Okay, that's my hot take. Not everyone agrees with it, but that's like one of the things that he did wrong. I think he kind of fucked up on that one. So what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? Do you remember the KPD memes? KPD. Do you people remember the KPD? Okay? The Communist Party of Germany. So do you remember when they did a cringe thing? Remember when they did a really big cringe? Aligning with the Comintern's ultra-left third period, the KPD abruptly turned to viewing the Social Democratic Party of Germany as its main adversary. In this period, the KPD referenced to the SPD as social fascists. The term social fascist was introduced to the German Communist Party shortly after the Hamburg Uprising and gradually became ever more influential in the party. It was propagated as a theory, the only anti-fascist party. In the early 1930s, the KPD thought to appeal to Nazi voters with nationalist slogans. And in the 1931, the KPD had united with the Nazis, with whom they had referred as working people's comrades. In an unsuccessful attempt, well, spoilers, it was unsuccessful, to bring down the Social Democrat state government in Prussia by means of a plebiscite. So yeah, they were fun guys, okay? That's what I was referring to as the KPD meme, okay? The Communist Party of Germany had a gamer moment, one might say. And the gamer moment, indeed. They had a real gamer moment. Let me see if I can find the quote. I think that there was like a quote here. Oh yeah. Oh, here is the gamer moment. Can you? How gamer do you think this gamer moment was? Okay. On 1 to 5, how gamer do you think they went? The Communist Party. And spoiler, they went really fucking gamer. Okay. Those who call for a struggle against Jewish capital are already class strugglers. You are against Jewish capital and you want to fight the speculators. Very good. Throw down the Jewish capitalists. Hang them from the lamppost. Stomp on them. Can you imagine the gamerness of this gamer moment? When you go so gamer that you say that you should hang the fucking Jews. How do you get there? Okay? How do you get to this gamer move? Okay? Let me see. Ultra-left third period. Why did this decision happen? Okay? Let's do a bit of research. Third period was an ideological concept. Political analysis which posed the division in recent into 3 periods. The policies were marked by pronounced hostility to political reformists. And so, third period was basically a series of decisions that were made by Comintern, so like an alliance of all the socialist parties in the world. And it was they came to a conclusion and a series of sort of ideals to follow. And here they decided that they should be really fucking hostile to reformism. And they decided that anyone who was a reformist was really fucking cringe. They decided that normal trade unions were cringe, which is kind of true, to be honest. They decided that they should turn to radical trade unions. Well, before they were trying to radicalize existing unions. So anyway, what the fuck actually happened here? Although the third period is closely associated with Stalin, it was first coined by Bukharin in the 7th plenum, which Bukharin was, by the way, if you know, the right wing of the Soviet Union. After the first period, second is the international the defensive. It was foreseen. Anyway, so basically, what the hell happened? Stalin, in his infinite wisdom, had decided to have a lot of influence on the worldwide socialist movement. Because, of course, Stalin was a dictator and he tried to control not only USSR, but also all the socialist parties in the world. And he was actually successful in it, believe it or not. He kind of forced everyone to elect leaders in the socialist parties that were loyal to Stalin. Otherwise, they would not get support, and they would get shit talked by Stalin. And so, I mean, it was done in the purpose of unity, but it made so it made everyone really dependent on the USSR and Stalin's opinion. And so what it turns out, is that if you do that, then you become vulnerable to being manipulated by the fucking Stalin. So here it seems to be kind of innocent. So a bunch of researchers, a bunch of five-head people gathered around in the USSR, and they decided that, okay, so this is going to be like the strategy that we're going to move forward, and we're going to force the strategy on everyone in the world. And the strategy they came up with is the social fascism theory and this fucking meme, okay? This meme. So maybe they made a few mistakes, okay? But those seem to be honest mistakes that were not malicious, okay? That's the third period, okay? A few mistakes. Well, that's the history of Stalin, okay? A few mistakes, Pepe. Anyway, let's get further, because that's only the point, believe it or not. We had a lot of fun looking at their gamer moment, but this was just the start. As we all know, so this this gamer moment, it failed spectacularly. Turns out that if you call for extermination of the Jews, that actually does not help advance communism. Believe it or not. Can you believe it? Can you believe that it's not helpful in establishing a communist society? Well, it did not help. They all died. Okay? And a few developments happened from there. So Stalin, because that's usually like the way Vosh and others usually bring up this moment, is they say, okay, so the KPD were really aggressive towards the Sogdems, and they failed, and so we should be more conciliatory towards the Sogdems. End of the story, okay? That's what they say. But they don't talk about what happened afterwards. And what happened afterwards is very, very interesting. Because, I don't know why nobody... So what happened? Okay, so Stalin sits in his fucking room. He watches like he sits like, okay, so soon we're gonna like we're gonna lie with the fucking Nazis, and we're gonna overthrow the Social Democrats, and then because Nazis are fucking dumb, we're gonna overthrow them too, and everything is going to become communist, and it's gonna be glorious utopia, and it fucking fails, okay? So what Stalin does after his plan fails, okay? Nobody asked this. For some reason, nobody considers what Stalin did after he failed. Okay? What did he do? What do you think Stalin did after... I want to hear your speculation. What did Stalin do after he failed? I want to hear at least one idea. No, he tried to ally with the Nazis. Science 20, actually, you are wrong. Wrong. You are extremely fucking wrong. Science 20, how does it feel to be very wrong? Explain to me. Hey. So let me explain what the fuck happened. So Stalin saw that didn't work, and also he saw that they had a really strong state called Germany that was really aggressive and wanted to kill USSR, and Stalin became kind of scared, okay? A little bit. He was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm gonna fucking die now. I don't have industry. Germany has industry. What? They're gonna kill me. What am I gonna do? So he changed a few policies abroad to build more guns, but that's a few policies at home, I mean, and accidentally killed like a few million people. But that's another story. I don't want to talk about that here today. What I'm talking about is his foreign policy, okay? So he saw that, okay, alliance with the Nazis did not work. It didn't. For some reason, it failed. So he decides, okay, let us ally with the Sogdems. We are going to be friends with the Sogdems. We are best friends now. And he went far. The Stalin went really far to ally himself with the Sogdems. He did not just ally himself with the Sogdems, he allied with the liberals. He started talking about how USSR supports liberalism around the world, and how USSR supports human rights, and how USSR supports capitalism, if it's done well. He went insanely far, okay? Hey, the tankies don't want to talk about it, but Stalin was a Radlib. He was a radical liberal. So, for example, he went far, and because he had a lot of influence on the socialist parties around the world, he forced them to adopt those policies. So those policies were called Popular Front. If we Google what the fuck this is, but this is a perfect example. Where is it? Yes. Popular Front, United States. The Communist Party, CPUSA. The CPUSA. Anyway, the Communist Party of the United States was quite hostile to the New Deal. They didn't like it until something happened in Germany around this time. Something happened. And under the orders of Stalin, they changed their positions. And they decided that they actually like the Sogdems and they really like their New Deal, okay? And they're gonna support it. And so they created a joint Popular Front with the Sogdems, Socialist Party of America. Well, actually, Socialists rejected them. Wait, what? But then they went to Franklin Loser directly and licked his boots. And so the Popular Front saw the Communist Party taking a very patriotic and populist line, later called Browderyism, an imaginative, flexible program of strategy and tactics. So essentially, they went into the super capitalism that you know about. Oh, fuck, that's a long fucking page. You know? So they started saying, okay, we're gonna do a New Deal, and actually we really like the idea of improving capitalism, and we're gonna do a super capitalism. Well, we are Communist Party. We are just wanting to change capitalism a bit into a super capitalism. Were permitted to exploit the symbols of patriotism, to assume the role of the defenders of national independence, to attack fascism without demanding an end to capitalism as the only remedy, and most important, to enter upon alliances with other parties on the basis of fronts and basis of governments in which communists must participate. Anyway, what the fuck does this mean? So let's recap. First, Stalin tells everyone, and everyone obeys him because he is the fucking Stalin. Tells everyone that they must listen to him and they must ally with the Nazis and work against SOCDEMs. He makes this big brain move, okay? Big fucking brain move. And then he changes his mind. And because he has a lot of influence over the parties all over around the world, he forces his change of mind on all the policies. So suddenly, like, imagine, like CPUSA before that, they were really fucking hostile. They were saying, okay, oh, we hate capitalism, we hate these fucking fake SOCDEMs. They are the worst thing around. They are the fucking social fascists. We're going to destroy them all. And we won't vote for Franklin Roosevelt. We don't want his New Deal. New Deal fucking sucks. And stuff like that. And then they start talking how much they like the New Deal. Like, what the fuck? Why the fuck did like the opinion suddenly change? And the opinion of the Communist Party of the USA changed so much because they were under the boot of Stalin, and Stalin changed this opinion because he really wanted to lick the boots of Franklin Roosevelt to get an alliance from him because he wanted him to fight Germany in the future, okay? So this causes a bit of a confusion among the proletariat, okay? The people are going like, what the fuck? Okay, here there are little bits of spoilers going on here, but we'll get to the spoilers. We'll get to it shortly. Okay, people are going like, what the fuck is going on? Who the fuck? Why? Because, and this is what happens when your parties are undemocratic and work under the orders of a foreign government that you don't fucking understand, okay? Workers started to go, what the hell is going on? Why? What? I don't understand anything. And this went on for a few years, but they were like, okay, like we hate fascism. Okay, so patriotism and working with the liberals is good now. Okay, sure. You know, you changed. Stalin, you changed a little. Okay, we're gonna go along with you for a little bit. And then let's get to the fucking meme. Oh yes, the meme. Because then Stalin does a gamer moment. Stalin does a big gamer moment, okay? He goes full gamer. He just goes out of the gamer overtone window. He just goes beyond. Okay, so remember for the context. Before that, Stalin told everyone that they should work, that they should sacrifice every possible communist action in favor of working with the liberals, that they should sacrifice everything possible to fight against fascists. This is what has been told to them. And some months later, this happens. And some months later, makes an alliance with the Nazis. Okay? I repeat again. So Stalin made an alliance with the Nazis. It did not work. Then he tried to make big enemies out of Nazis. And now he's going back to allying with the Nazis. Are you following? Are you people following this fucking bullshit? But that's not all. Okay, so he did a Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Okay, this is cool. Okay, so USSR has changed of priorities, like non-aggression pact. Okay, cool. What the fuck is going on? But it's not just that he signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop, which was bad in itself. It's not just that. He also had the decency to force every socialist party around the world to also abide by the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. So he also told the socialists of America to shut the fuck about Hitler. So before that, the Communist Party of America was talking about how they are patriotic, how they are willing to defend America, and how they are willing to fight against Germany if they attack them. And now they are telling that actually Nazis are good and like there are a few minor differences, but we should be able to coexist with them. can you fathom the fucking bullshit that happened? Okay? Can you imagine what the fuck was? Can you imagine being the worker in that time? And like, you get, okay, ally with the Nazis? Okay, no, we should fight the Nazis. Okay, no, actually we should ally the Nazis. Okay, sure, maybe. But then I remind you, then the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact failed, and then it was again back to fighting the Nazis. You remember, like when World War II happened, and when every socialist party went changed the tune again, and then started talking about how Nazis are actually really bad because they attacked USSR. So over the course of this fucking bullshit, Stalin changed the course of all the world's socialist parties 4 times. And like, if you're a worker and you sit around and you just want to hear, like, you just want to get a higher wage, and like you go to these meetings and you see like 4 fucking times people flip-flop on like one fucking issue, why the fuck would you trust them? So in the end, what Stalin did, he kind of fucked up socialism around the world, okay? He did a nice fucking meme with the socialism. So curiously, after this shenanigan, like, socialism was kind of dead around the world, except for places that Stalin conquered. There was a lot of communism and socialism. And also China, by the way, which they they did their own meme, okay? That's another story with Mao Zedong. They did a meme. And maybe we're gonna talk about that meme later. Yes, CIA was really mad about that meme. Yes, Mao was supported by Stalin, but Stalin actually told Mao to. So you know, actually, like, you're all from the WASH chat. You know WASH, and you know his segment on Mao. Well, Mao told that they should ally themselves with the bourgeoisie of China. Remember that segment? Anyway, that was influenced by Stalin. So basically, Stalin told Mao that they should ally with Chiang Kai-shek against the Japanese, which was a smart decision. But also in the end, Chiang Kai-shek kind of betrayed Mao and started attacking him in a civil war. But the issue is that Chiang Kai-shek lost the war and fled to Taiwan. So that's what I mean by Mao did his own meme. So basically, what I'm saying is that his strategy, the strategy of Stalin in regards to foreign policy, failed everywhere around the world except for China. And the reason that it failed is because Stalin didn't actually care about success of socialist movements around the world. He cared only about securing geopolitical positions of USSR. He only cared about getting alliances with the different powers and things like that. So when you do that, you kind of fuck over everyone. So it's like, let me think of an analogy. Like, imagine Stalin is like, imagine you have a bunch of I assume most of you been to school. Like, imagine you have a group project, okay? You have a group project, and you try to decide tasks between each other, and you kind of like, you agree that like everyone does like this and this, and you decide tasks equally, and a bunch of people do like tasks, but then like you are the guy who gives over the task, the completed group project to the teacher, and then you say, actually, like, nobody fucking worked, they're all lazy pieces of shit, actually I did it all, I did the whole project, everyone else sucked. That's kind of a dick move to everyone, right? That's what Stalin did. He kind of did. So he basically betrayed every other socialist party in order for his own gain, for the gain of the Soviet Union specifically. And the only party. So actually, I did this like hour-long segment for a reason. There was a reason why. This is actually like this really long segment on the on Stalinism and shit. It's a segue. It's a segue into another segment. It's just a transition into a bigger segment, and it's a transition into the Japanese Communist Party, which some of you may have noticed was in the background this whole time. How the fuck are we moving here? Well, you see, the issue is that Japanese, they kind of decided to not follow Stalin. They did the smart move. They jumped the fucking ship. They jumped the ship. They didn't listen to him. And it actually kind of worked out well for them because if you look at it, like they're called the Communist Party, and if you look at the Japanese Communist Party, they are actually like they are participating in elections and shit, and they have a surprising amount of relevance. So like here they got like 9% of the vote. Here they got 10% of the, like they got 6 million votes. They got 24 seats. Here they had 21 seats. They got 6 million votes in 2016. Like what the fuck? They're communists. They're communists and they're getting votes. How the fuck is this possible? Imagine in US. That would be for USA. That would be an equivalent of roughly 6 multiplied by 3. That would be. Imagine if in USA a communist party got 16 million votes. Imagine if in USA the Communist Party got 16 million votes and got about 15 members into Congress. Can you imagine it? Like 15 communist congressmen. Oh, this is like their Congress, House of Representatives. They also have the Senate. They also have the Senate. And they had, look, they had 16 senators. 20 senators, 23 senators, 14 senators, 6 million votes for the Senate. They actually suffered a decline recently. But I mean, they're going up and down, you know? The overall trend is that they are increasing because, well, because capitalism fucking sucks recently. And because Japan is actually like kind of failing to deal with the issues. Why the fuck is this happening? How did they manage to not suck? How did they manage to not die? Yes, Japan is pretty right wing. I mean, not really. Science 20. Japan is right wing. Chat. Can we answer a question? Is the United States of America right wing? Is it a right wing country? It's a good question. Yes, it is. Well, relatively, you have fucking Donald Trump who tried to fucking remove the democracy in your nation. What the fuck are you talking about? Relatively. What the fuck, Theano? What the fuck are you talking about? You have right-wing drip coming out of your nation. What? We are relatively right-wing. Okay, I don't know. Is Brazil right-wing? Zamp. I don't know how your name pronounced. We can go on and on. Is this country, I don't know, how is it called? The fucking... is this country, okay? Is this country right wing? Where they have two fucking the country where they have two cranes for water. Is that country right wing? Yes, it is right wing. What I'm saying is that a lot of countries are right wing, you know? Relatively speaking, like from what I know, they are like just Japan is just a liberal country. Like there's actually some research. Oh fuck, I forgot where I had it. There is actually some research that like racism in Japan is actually like about similar to other countries, and like they are not worse. They are not like more homogeneous or like more. I don't know. They don't have less foreigners than other countries. They are not really unique in that regard. Anyway, so what the fuck I was talking about Japanese Communist Party. So the reason they managed to succeed is that, well, a little bit of history of the. First of all, I have to say, this is the official website of the Japanese Communist Party, and like, look at it. It's so fucking beautiful. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love the design of the website. Like I'm not actually a web designer. I only work on like backend and stuff. But the design is fucking glorious. If I ever get the GG, my own GG, like Horesby GG, this is gonna be the design. I'm feeling it. But it's gonna have everything in Times New Roman. Gonna have every single word is going to be in this font, okay? Every single word. Gonna be written like this, okay? And you guys are gonna love it. This is going to be the chat. It's gonna be white. It's gonna be in these letters, in these shapes with like the squigglies, and it's gonna have emotes in between like Donald Trump, trumped, a boomer, a clap. It's gonna be fucking glorious, okay? Anyway, what was I talking about? That this fucking party, they actually they were created before the USSR has even begun. In Japan, they created like when Japanese capitalism was being created after the Meiji Restoration, and they had their own like relatively low success. And then Japan decided to go fascist. They decided to just do it. Just did. Japan did a really gamer move. And when Japan did a gamer move, everyone decided to go with it. Liberals were like, okay, we're just fascists now. Okay, like you tell, we should kill Japanese. Okay, we should kill Chinese people. Should we cut Koreans alive on the streets? Okay, yeah, that sounds like a sensible policy. Yeah, sure. And so after Japan surrendered, communists were illegal in the fascist society. Obviously, they were illegal. They were hunted. They were shot in the streets, like pew 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 pew, and they were all fucking dead. They were hiding under the fucking closets and stuff. I don't know. But they somehow survived. I don't know how. They survived the bombardment. They survived the nukes, and then like USA moves in. The United States Army moves in to occupy the Japanese Communist Party, or Japan, and also Japanese Communists. And they decide, you know what? Well, okay, democracy now. You have democracy. What are you gonna choose? You're gonna choose the correct parties now. Otherwise, the CIA is going to fucking murder you. But the Communist Party was like in Japan was like, you know what? Remember that time when like you were really fucking cringe, when everyone was cringe, but we were the only based party in the Japan, because we were talking about how actually maybe we shouldn't skin Korean people alive. Maybe that's a bad meme. And the people like that, you know? People are like, yeah, you were the only good guys, kinda, did you? And so communists Party started gaming. They started gaming. No, not really. They started gaining a lot of popularity. And also Japan had like a bad time after getting bombed a lot. They had like a bad economic crisis, and Japanese Communist Party had an epic leadership at that time, and they organized a lot of unions, they organized a lot of strikes, they won major reforms, and they started gaining a lot of votes, in fact. And it looked like they were going to win, in fact. Their popularity was skyrocketing. Meanwhile, by the way, Stalin, the fucking virgin Stalin was telling them that they should go more violent, and that they should commit a bunch of bombings and shit. However, the Chad Japanese Communist Party just ignored them, and they did their own thing. In the end, however, it did not last. So the Communist Party decided to organize a general strike, which they started successfully, by the way. So Japan just did a general strike. Can you imagine the power, the absolute audacity, the creativeness, the ability to just go from illegal party in 2 years to go to a general strike? Can you imagine how based can you get? Okay? They were really based. They did a general strike. And they didn't ask for communism. They asked for like lowering prices of food and stuff. Like they asked for a bunch of social democratic reforms, basically. However, you know, do you have cringe detectors? Do you have cringe detectors with you? The ones that were given to you by the Socialist Party of Antarctica. Do you have them? Get them ready. Get ready the cringe detectors. What is your opinion on this guy? Do we know this guy? How are we vibing? What's the vibe with this motherfucker? He's not causing the good vibe. Not the good vibe. He's not cool actually. He's kind of cringe. Can we see his cringe? Battle of Cell. Is this what I'm thinking about? No, it's not. Between the Wars. United States Military Academy. Youngest Chief of Staff. One of MacArthur's most controversial acts came in 1932, when the bonus army of veterans converged on Washington. He sent tents and camp equipment to the demonstrators, along with mobile kitchens, until an outburst in Congress caused the kitchens to be withdrawn. MacArthur was concerned that the demonstration had been taken over by communists and pacifists, but the General Staff Intelligence reported only 3 of the March 92 leaders were communists. MacArthur went over a contingency plan for civil disorder in the capital. Mechanized equipment. So I remember. So these were a bunch of veterans of World War I, and they wanted like food and shit. Like they were starving. This motherfucker decided they were all communists and brought mechanized equipment. Shot 2 of them. Surrounded the affected area, cleared it without delay, brought up tanks, decided to accompany the truth, advanced with bayonets and saber. This is, by the way, this is USA. This is the fucking United States of America. So anyway, this general. So let me summarize it. We have the Douglas MacArthur. He was a great general in the United States Army. Between the Great Wars, a bunch of generals of the First World War, they decided to do a demonstration where they asked for like food and help from the government, because obviously government does not really give a shit about veterans. They want you to fight the wars, but after you fight the wars, you're fucking done to them. And so this motherfucker, he decides to fucking kill them all. So he just dispersed the demonstration with a fucking army. He just decided to take tanks and bayonets and just remove them all. This is this fucking guy. This amazing fucking individual. And this individual, this great human, he was put in charge of the occupation government of Japan. Guys, how do you think this great person reacted to a general strike in Japan when he controlled the military in Japan? That was not responsible to the Japanese people, but only to Americans who didn't give a shit about Japanese people. What do you think happened? Well, let me tell you what happened. Let me explain what has transpired, okay? The fucking CIA. Do we know the CIA? Do we have any CIA in chat? Do we like the CIA? So the CIA, they kidnapped the leader of the general strike, the main organizer. They just black him, and they take him. They take him to a black room, and they tell him to cancel the strike. And the guy was like, "Wait, what the fuck? How can I cancel this? People are already striking. What the fuck are you talking about? How can I cancel it? Wait, what?" And they were like, "Well, you can do that, or we can kind of, you know, shoot you in the face." And then he went on the national radio and told everyone that unfortunately, due to Pepe weather conditions, Pepe, the general strike is cancelled. And the people of the Japan kind of got the message, because the message was that, well, the strike is cancelled, because if you don't cancel it, we're gonna shoot all of you. And so, well, okay, people went home and they were really fucking mad. Not much could be done with it. So that's the sad story. And after that, well, the occupation army did a little purge of the communists in Japan. They just kind of went to the home, and they just kind of took them the fuck to the dark rooms, and then they just kind of told them to shut the fuck up, otherwise they're gonna suffer the consequences. I don't know. A brick might fall on their head. I don't know what may happen. And so the communists kind of shut up, and but surprisingly they survived. They actually did pretty well in those conditions. As you can see, they kind of went back, and now they're winning. Not winning, but they're getting somewhere in elections. And, well, they preserved some popularity. And what's really fucking surprising, guys and girls, if there are any, what is the state of the union? We know the state of the union. that the president talks about, the State of the fucking Union. I don't know, why would I care about that? No, what I care? The State of the Unions in the United States. What is the State of the Unions in the United States? Can you... I'm not from United... I don't know. Can you explain me what the State of the Unions? How are unions doing? How are unions doing in the United States, in your opinion? The unions are doing a bit of a pepega right now. And they are doing a pepega primarily because of Reagan. Because Reagan really, I don't know. Can we find like the proof that Reagan did it? Reagan unions. Reagan union buster. Well, I'm not gonna go into it, but you can Google like Reagan union buster. You're gonna see some shit, okay? In short, unions in United States, they kind of died. They're not here. They're gone. But, however, in Japan, somehow the Communist Party managed to save all the unions, and they are still there. That's kind of cool, no? So they must be doing something right, you know? Like they kind of failed with their general strike, okay. These communists, they managed to like preserve themselves. They managed to maintain a strong voice in the political discussion of Japan. They win the elections. They control some cities. Like they control parts of Tokyo. Is communist now actually. It's hard to say actually. It's hard to say if the Japanese working conditions are worse than the US. Because like the Japanese working conditions are shit, that is true, but American working conditions are fucking garbage. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like we kind of don't talk about it, but the working rights in America fucking suck. Like holy fuck, you guys are so cucked. So like I don't know. Maybe the unions kind of suck. Maybe their unions are not very effective, but it sure is better than having no unions. Anyway, what I was talking about is that, Japanese Communist Party is very interesting. They did some, pretty good things. They seem to be effective, like more effective than like most other parties, most other SOCDEM parties even. And they did what I wanted to talk about actually. So they have opinions, okay? The Japanese communists, they have opinions on the United States of America. Do you want to hear their opinions? Do you think they're interesting? Huh? So this is they made a statement on November 12th about the results of the US election. Incumbent President Donald Trump was elected 4 years ago for criticizing the serious problems facing American society today. This is, by the way, I think that's a really useful lesson for us to, for Americans to learn from the Japanese party. They're doing a really smart thing. Because, well, remember that we have a strategy. We have a strategy that we criticize the failures of the Democratic Party. We say, well, we elect them, and then we say, well, you know, you kind of expected you to do good shit, and you kind of did not deliver. Well, what the fuck is up with that? And we use that to radicalize people, to radicalize Democrats to our cause. And I think that to a certain, although it is harder, to a certain extent, the same strategy actually works with Republicans. I really do believe it. Because if you, and like Shu actually does it to some extent, Shu on Head. She has like a better relationship with the Republicans, to be honest, than most people. The weird ones not regarding. Anyway, what I was talking about is the fact that fuck, guys, you're yelling that you should watch me, but actually I'm tired. I've been talking for so long. Might have to close it soon. Anyway, what I was talking about is that if you fascists. Do we know fascists? They never come to power purely on hating the poor. Well, it's... Wait, Science, you are from my time zone. Wait, it's 10 p.m. here. Science 20, I was gonna flank you and say that actually I live in a very different time zone, but you live near me, fuck. So anyway, what I was talking about is the fact that if you look at any far-right, including Hitler, to come to power, they have to make socialist promises. They have to do it. They cannot get into power otherwise. It is nobody gets into power just on racism during an economic crisis. That's just not how Republicans work. I don't think that's completely true. Because if you actually look at Trump, he promised some vaguely proletarian, vaguely working class reforms. Like I need to give a hug to Xamp. He's cool. I think actually like there was another person who said it better than me. I don't really like him very much, but what can you do? My dear friend Kraut. I need to make some videos on him because like he actually makes some dumb points. My mic did a little weird. Actually, it's surprising. I'm looking at my mic and it seems to be working, which is not usual. Usually my mic kind of dies about an hour into a stream, and then I do a funny. But it seems to be working. I'm gonna check later what the fuck's wrong with my mic, but interesting. Anyway, let me find the video and link to you all. Oh yeah, this video. This is a really good video. It's about far-right politicians and I'm gonna throw it into my chat too. in case someone here is watching. Anyway, so there it talks about how far-right politicians inevitably have to make socialist promises when they come into power, and because they are far-right, obviously they never respect them. Chim's crowd is a liberal. He's kind of like Destiny. Is Destiny a Chad? Chad, he's kind of cool most of the time, but occasionally he tries to mow down protesters with an AR-16. You know, it's kind of like that. No, it just happened to be like that. Happens. So anyway, what the Japanese party is doing here is very smart, because they know that Trump came to power in part because of his leftist promises. He promised he would stop like the unfair trade deals, which, I mean, to him made a very different thing that it meant to regular people, because most people expected that with better trade deals, the unionized, healthy jobs where you know your future, they are going to return. So when Trump talked about his reforms, they expected to see improvement in the lives of the working class. The fact that he did not deliver is not important. We can still abuse it. We can still say that Trump was criticizing serious problems in American society. So we can get some of the Trump-tards, we can get some of the fascists on our side by criticizing them for not delivering on their promises. And I think this is a very smart thing. Okay? My internet is broken. What the fuck, the Neon Master? What you're talking a lot of shit. You're talking a lot of shit here. You say, yo, what? My internet, what the fuck's wrong with me? I see. Okay, I have a really fucking long delay, but that's okay. Yeah. You're talking. Yes. Bosch got his internet fucked. That was really fucking funny. Oh, by the way, hello guys. I'm not gonna have an internet for 2 days. That was hilarious. Anyway, so what they're saying is that, well, Trump was talking good shit, but in actuality, he made bad shit, which is kind of funny. So then they're saying that the BLM was based, which is also cool. The Biden administration will need to override the bullshit that Trump did. Japanese are really mad about the climate change because well, Americans are fucked. Okay, Americans are killing themselves. Okay, sure, great. But why should Japanese suffer? Okay, Japanese live on the island. If the sea levels rise, they are fucked. Why should they tolerate? Like, you see how you guys piss people off around the world? You know? Can you understand it? So they are talking about how okay, we want US to do well on like the fucking pandemic and the Paris Agreement, which is kind of cool. Okay, Democratic Party. And here they're doing a meme. Look at this meme. Okay. These cunts. Okay, these cunts are doing a really beautiful thing. The Democratic Party has promised a policy direction that intends to address some of the negative effects of the neoliberal policies as the party platform as a response to the growth of social movements. including fair taxation on wealthy people and large corporations, a raise of a federal minimum wage, and introduction of universal health coverage for all Americans, and free public higher education. The Japanese Socialist Party, Communist Party will pay attention to how well they deliver on those promises. This is a great line. I like it. You did a great promise, and we're gonna look at how you deliver. And I mean, I'm not saying you should deliver on him. I'm not saying you should do that, but I don't know what might happen if you don't. Who knows what could happen? I don't know. You know, you might not get elected. I don't know. And also, here is a really nice meme, by the way, that you should watch out, because I am a big fan of international politics, because I'm outside of US, and for most people that is international politics. And I think that it would be really good if that is actually one of my main criticism of Wash, is that he has no fucking idea what's outside of United States. And I think it would be pretty cool if if the leftists knew what's going on around outside their country. So here is what the Japanese are saying. So it is very likely that Biden will ask Japan to bear a larger share of financial burdens associated with the US military presence in Japan. So essentially, like, guys, you know that that the United States has military bases in Japan? You know that, right? Like, it's part of your empire. You know that, right? So it turns out, Katze, hello friend. It turns out that actually Japan is paying for United States military bases. Did you know that? It seems kind of fucked, no? Like, okay, you want to build bases, like at least you pay for them, you know? But it turns out that Biden might actually ask for more money. He might go in and like again do like the mafia thing. Like United States is a literal fucking mafia, you know? You should, Biden might go in, and I don't know how to do a Biden impression. Like, fuck. He just comes in and to Japan and he says, you know, we are providing you great protection from China, great protection, and I think that you should pay for protection. You should, like, we are really nice to you. I think that you should pay more for your protection. Protection is really good, huh? By our really strong military. Pay the fuck up. That would be pretty sad, and it would be pretty cool if the leftists actually noticed this bullshit and called Biden out on it. Because I guarantee you, Biden can do this shit. Because nobody even knows that Japan exists or that there are American soldiers there. So that is a direction I would like to see the left move in, knowing what the fuck is going on. I'm doing a Khwarizmi impression, Science 20. I'm really bad at impressions. Anyway, so yeah, it would be pretty cool if we could at least call out the imperialism that's going on in other countries. In other news, let me find this bullshit. I don't know, like people think that like they don't notice international issues, and I'm gonna tell you why this is important. I've seen a thing on Reddit. I know, think already. But please stay with me for a second. I promise it's not about child porn, okay? Um, oh yeah, this thing. Gaza missile under attack, massive airstrikes pound areas around Gaza. Gaza is around Israel, by the way. Yes, I'm on Twitch and I'm talking about Israel and bombs. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? 2 injuries, being civilians home damaged, children's hospital stuck, a few disabilities rehab center hit. After all this, after Israel bombed Syria on Xmas. So, apparently, Israel has a hobby on Christmas. That's how they deliver their presents to around the world. They love delivering presents. Oh yes, present number 1, present number 2. Are there any more presents? Oh yeah. Santa is coming into your chimney. Guided by a laser. Anyway, why the fuck am I talking about this? Because the reason why does Israel does this today? Why decided that this would be a great moment to kill a bunch of people? Why did they take an opportunity today? How do you think? What's going on that might provoke Americans to that might provoke Israel to do this? How do you think? Well, I'll tell you what. It's because Americans are not looking. Israel takes every opportunity to do horrible war crimes when Americans are not looking, because Israel depends heavily on its friendship with America and on its public perception among Americans. That's why they do this thing when there is a turmoil in the United States, when there is election, when there is holiday season, when everyone just doesn't fucking give a shit, when everyone only thinks about themselves. They use this opportunity to kill a bunch of brown people. What I'm telling you is, well, maybe you should notice. Maybe you shouldn't be exploited like that, you know? Maybe that's kind of dumb. I don't know, like free, like I actually I don't know how much free time you have. If you like work 20 hours a day, well, maybe you do with American job rights. I don't know. But if you're not, if you have some time and you kind of don't know what to do, you're thinking about maybe I should watch some anime or maybe something else. Well, maybe think about informing yourself on the issues that are going on around the world, because you are uninformed, other countries are taking advantage of Americans and the fact that Americans don't know what the fuck is going on around the world, okay? Don't be taken advantage of, okay? That's the segment about Israel, you know? I'm not saying we should bomb it or anything, not really. No, I'm serious, we shouldn't. But at least we should inform our relationship with them on like the things they do, you know? We should know. We shouldn't like forget about it, you know? Okay, that's the end of the segment. Okay, what is this thing? I think that's a nice meme that we can use to like I want a segment or I want a combo of Omega LOL on this one. Can I get a bunch of Omega LOL? I mean, it's a pretty good combo. Okay, there aren't many viewers. I have 10 viewers at total, and like, wait, what the fuck? I have 13 viewers. Who the fuck are you people? Anyway, that was actually really cool, and this is hilarious. This is kind of old news because like Trump is already on his way out, but Trump threatens to fire anyone. But their terms are coming up anyway, and so they're just leaving. So you know, this is really funny. Do I have anything more in my notes? This takes way too fucking long. Bad people. Wait. Is this like literally? Some German, I think I'll do it. I have plans to start doing Minecraft streams on Saturdays, but I never got around to it. I don't stream much at all, but it's in the plans. Okay. True, Iron Mage. True. I don't know. I know some offline server, and I'm there, and I'm gonna play there. Okay. Anyway, I fucking lost this. This article. Can I find it by the Iran? No. Give me a second. Yeah, I found the news. Okay. I really like talking about international relations, and we're talking about international relations. Okay. I don't know what emote you wanna do here. I don't know what combo you wanna do to react to it, but you choose. You fucking choose. I don't know. I think Shokachu is good here. Can we do a Shokachu? Because it's kind of expected that this is going to happen, right? Yeah, right. So I mean, you understand what's going on, right? Right? So US pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal, and Iran is stockpiling nuclear materials to build bombs. You know, like it's obvious what was going to happen. It was obvious to anyone involved. But Have you considered this move? Have you considered this possibility? I don't know. Have you thought of this happening? I don't know. But this happened. So if you don't know the context, China actually entered. China decided to give $400 billion to the Iran. If you don't know, so if we multiply this, so Iran population is 81. Holy fuck, 81 million. So 81 divided by 300. No, it would be 300 divided by 81. That would be about 4 times multiplied by 400. So that would be this would be the same as, imagine United States receiving $1.5 trillion just for free. Imagine if United States just received $1.5 trillion. That's about that is about 2 yearly budgets for the United States military. If we multiply by the population, that is what that is what Iran is receiving from China. That's a fuckload of money. The linky. I know I can lose the attention of people here, but this is really funny, actually. Science 20, it's only 2 years of American military budgets. For Iran, it's still a fuckload because they're poor. Anyway, so that's a lot of money that China decided to just give to Iran. And it will, first of all, what it will do is it will allow Iran to not care about sanctions. Because why would you care about sanctions if you get free money from China? Like, explain why would you care? They agreed to investments in energy, infrastructure, telecommunications, and the tech sector, as well as selling a fuckload of weapons. Okay, so what essentially China is turning Iran into their own Saudi Arabia. You know how we have Saudi Arabia, we give them a bunch of weapons and we buy their oil? Well, China is doing the same thing there. China has agreed to buy Iranian oil because China needs oil, obviously. And China agreed to sell a fuckload of useful shit to Iran. And actually, Iran can use this opportunity a lot more than the Saudi Arabia because Iran is actually a much bigger country. Iran has a population of about 80 million. That's a lot, actually. And they have a capacity to build up a lot of industry. And with these investments, Iran is going to be powerful. Iran is not is going to ignore and develop without caring about what USA thinks. And most importantly, Iran is going to ignore sanctions. Iran is going to ignore the nuclear deal because why the fuck would they care? And also Iran nuclear weapons because why the fuck not? If they're getting free money, okay? The funny thing I'm going to remind you is this is actually a Chinese imperialism. So if anyone, if there are any tankies in chat, you know what this means. You're wrong. Wrong. Trump. Wrong. So what they're doing is they're giving Iran a bunch of money in exchange for cheap oil prices. That's part of the deal. China gets guaranteed supply of Iranian natural resources for a premium price for 25 years. Okay. So basically, China, China. This is why you should keep an eye on. Again, I'll link another video from our dear friend Kraut here, and like where the fuck is Kraut? Okay, so here is the link here. Here is the important link here. And here Kraut talks about how Trump he postures about China, but he doesn't fucking know what China is doing. And in the meantime, China is doing a fuckload of shit. And this is just one thing in their schemes. By the way, Soviet Union did not do this shit. Soviet Union did not have this power. They didn't work like that. Soviet Union could not just roll into a country and buy them. That's not what happened back then. And China can do that. They can just blop, and they do it. Because of course, that's a good deal for them. Anyway, and of course, China can do this. China, by the way, can do this because they spend a lot less money, which is why they can afford more money to give countries like that to strategically control them, and that means they can use more money to invest into their own infrastructure, to invest into their own healthcare, that they can then use to be a more powerful country and well, dominate the geopolitical sphere. So, you know, US kind of sucks. I mean, I'm not saying China is good or anything, but like on a civilizational level, I feel like China is kind of winning. I don't know. Like, what the fuck is US going to do? What? Build more stealth planes? I don't know. So we talked about a fuckload of things today. We talked about loneliness, Japan, Japanese Communist Party, Stalin and why he's cringe, China and why it's based but also cringe, and also why Biden is cringe, a little bit. I will talk about why Biden is cringe later in some later stream, but I think today we had a really good stream and I'm going to fucking go home, honestly. Thank you everyone who came to my stream. It was really fucking good. It was my best stream so far, to be honest. I'm gonna go have I don't know, glass of water or something. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.